Ayo! It's been like 2,000 years since I've actually recorded anything, so sorry. I may be a little bit, tiny bit, maybe sort of rusty, and if I happen to cough after talking for like 10 minutes straight, then please forgive me. So anyway, hello there everybody. This is CwapPlatinum, and today is the 14th anniversary of these things that I do. In case you're brand new here, I've been doing this whole thing for 14 years. August 24th was when I first uploaded my very first Let's Play video of a little indie title called Super Mario Bros. 3. And, you know, I've grown and evolved. I have gone from a camera to a capture card to an actual HD capture card to an even more HD capture card. And then I went to actually playing games on PC. Okay. Well, this is me just celebrating, you know, the Let's Plays since the last anniversary, and they definitely have been some of them. So, the Let's Plays that I have done are Pokemon Platinum, Sonic Frontiers, Kirby Planet Robobot, Kirby Triple Deluxe, and Paper Mario 64. Yeah, only 5 this time. It would have been 6 had it not been for a few factors, but we'll get into those at the very end. So, yeah, Pokemon Platinum. It's, well, honestly, it's just a Let's Play that I've really wanted to do for a very long time. Well, actually, no, because it's a replay, not a Let's Play altogether. Because I first played it way back in 2011. And, of course, I couldn't really show off everything that I could possibly want to show off. Because, well, I got hit with a 15-minute time limit and everything and blah, blah, blah. You know, right in the middle of the whole thing. I have no idea what happened, even though I had unlimited time back then, but now I do have unlimited time, just like everybody else does, and all that stuff. But now, you know, times have changed. We now have direct feed capture. I have a much better sounding microphone then. Like, a lot of stuff has happened with the Sinnoh games since then, you know? So, it's all relatively good and good. And besides, I was able to play one of my favorite Pokemon games again. Which is really the most important thing, honestly. Truly. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun, like, planning my team. I had a lot of fun with just playing the game, you know, remembering stuff. And I actually did wanted to tell you a little bit of a story. I don't know if I ever told you this. Well, technically I did, but little behind the scenes fact. Originally, I wanted Spiritomb and Munchlax on my team, but they were, like, way too hard for me to get. Like, in case you don't know, like, unless you have a friend to talk to in the underground 32 times or whatever, then you won't get Spiritomb to appear naturally, so I had to cheat. And I wanted Spiritomb on my team, but I got the feeling that getting a Pokemon through cheating wouldn't be fair. And besides, with Munchlax, if you know, then you know. Again, I couldn't really show off anything else because, well, the services are dead. Or it would have been too unbelievable, or it would have taken way too much time. Like the Platinum Battle Frontier or whatever, but still, it's all good in the hood. Because I got to replay one of my favorite Pokemon games ever made, and that is A-okay with me. Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers, man. So, this is interesting. This is really interesting, because it's a game that I really, really like and everything, even though it's got issues. But before the patch came out for the Final Horizon, I was, like, actually kind of sort of dreading the fact that I had to climb up all those towers and do the Master Coco trial things. It was an interesting time. And when I got to the Final Horizon stuff, the game had already been patched. So, yeah, it was sort of interesting to see, you know, what kinds of changes affected everything, like the play control of Knuckles, or you had to play control Knuckles and the easier time of getting up the towers and blah, blah, blah. And it was also the time when I actually upgraded to 1440p because I actually realized that small YouTubers and 1080p don't really go hand in hand, and all the videos look like really pixelated. So yeah, yeah. I actually got my 1440p monitor during Thanksgiving break on Black Friday, and I was able to upgrade then. But then the worry kind of came to me that, oh god, now I have to play all my games in 1440p. It's like a whole thing with that whole resolution thing. But basically, my videos are higher quality now than they ever have been before. It definitely doesn't really matter for all the older games. What really matters is all the newer games I play and or stream, like I did with Ratchet & Clank and Twin Snakes. Once I realized that problem, I was like, oh god, I have to spend all my money. But thankfully I had a job, so yay. Either way, Sonic Frontiers was a good time, even though I think it works for the most part. I definitely came out more mixed than I ever had before with Final Horizon more than anything else, but you know, it's all good. I guess the one thing that I should amend is that definitely the final battle could have been a hell of a lot worse. Like, I got the final battle. It's like, you know, the new one against Supreme in Final Horizon. And I was like, you know, yeah, it's definitely a final battle of all time. But Supersonic does really cool stuff in it, so, you know, I can't complain about anything, you know? And of course, you can tell it's been like 2,000 years since I've recorded anything because I've been coughing up a storm here. My voice is just like my voice fell off. And originally, what I next wanted to do was Paper Mario 64, but I felt like I wasn't really ready at the time, so guess which two games took the spot? Planet Robobot and Triple Deluxe. Yeah, no, these are definitely like spur of the moment, and a really interesting time because they were my first ever 3DS Let's Plays. And originally, I wanted to do like another game, like, okay, so when I did get the ability to record 3DS stuff, I actually originally wanted to do this underrated gem that I had in my collection called Adventure Time Pay Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage? It's actually a really good game. It's made by Way Forward. It's a game based on Adventure Time, one of the best shows of the 2010s. But those plans fell through. Because, well, I didn't really think of it. And I figured that Kirby would be a lot easier. And it was interesting because these two are basically built off of one another. Well, Triple Deluxe came out first. And Kirby Planet Robobot just sort of built on that. I just sort of did them in reverse order. Like, I definitely had more faith in Planet Robobot first because I feel like that's the better game. But Triple Deluxe also has really good levels in there too. And really good times in there. So much so that it felt like I was playing the same game twice. Except they're totally different games with totally different gimmicks. And I got to gush about the actual Arena and True Arena themes in Triple Deluxe, so that's cool. Plus I got to talk about one of my favorite Kirby games of all time, so yeah, that was definitely a good old plus of mine. Definitely a plus. And yeah, I feel like these were like easier games for me to get into, you know, before I get back to the real stuff, like the real RPGs, I would have to say. And speaking of real RPGs, Paper Mario. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie when I say that, you know, with Paper Mario, I feel like I definitely needed some more practice in mind. Definitely I did, but thankfully I did. You know, during the making of Let's Play Paper Mario. Because upon playing that game in 2013, oh wait, not 2013, 2023, I knew I was going to be all like, oh dang, well I have to play this game now, man, jeez. But how was I going to do it? Well, by simply following a guide, of course. By simply following a guide, I wouldn't have to, like, get lost on anything, like, where certain items were, where all the recipe items were, and, you know, all the secrets and the junk and whatever else. I mean, this is just how I roll as a Let's Player, maybe. Unless I know a game, like, really, really well. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still had an amazing time with Paper Mario. It's a great game, and anyone who's an RPG fan should really play the original Paper Mario. It's so good. But I'm not claiming to be an expert on Paper Mario for my life. Yeah, I definitely had to use, like, guides and notes to help me. I feel like that's the best way I roll when it comes to games like these. Again, unless I know a game, like, really, really, really well, then I'm all like, you know, blah. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm like. I'm like, blah to that. So yeah, Paper Mario was a very good time, just like all of these Let's Plays were. Like, I'm not gonna lie to myself when I say that, you know, I had a lot of fun with this past year with recording Pokemon Platinum, Sonic Frontiers, Planet Robobot, the Triple Deluxe, and the Paper Mario. I almost said Super Paper Mario, but I didn't. But we're not there yet. So yeah, that was a really, really good year indeed for me. But then, that's when the fatigue hits me. Honestly, this is when the fatigue hits me. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll take a little bit of a break from this, maybe. But then that break took like way longer than expected. I don't know. There were just so many things happening with, you know, with my real life jobs and everything, and then, you know, me starting to get the second thoughts about this game that I'm already recording, and it's really good and all, but maybe I ought to switch things up. I don't know. And it just kept holding it off and off to the point where I feel like, oh man, maybe I should give people something, you know? So that's when the streams happened. So I wouldn't leave you all alone, which is why I started streaming for a brief little period. So I did an Elden Ring thing, a Sonic thing. I actually played Ratchet and Clank and Twin Snakes. They're all good. But then came around the time after my convention earlier this month, Otakon, where I was all set and ready to go for this next big old batch of Let's Plays that I'm going to be recording. But then the crud got me. Okay, so first of all, it wasn't COVID, so thank God it wasn't COVID. But it was still a pretty bad cold that I had to suffer throughout the week. Like the Tuesday after it ended, it really started to get to me, so I was all like, ugh. Well, I knew for a fact that it wasn't the COVID, so thankfully I could still, like, you know, talk and everything, but I wanted to rest my voice. And by the time that I was already getting better, we were getting a new dog. Yeah, no, we got the little man. You probably already seen him in a bunch of shorts that I, you know, posted up a little bit ago. But yeah, we got a new dog. His name is Brody. He's very cute. And he takes up a bunch of my time and attention. So really, I only get to, like, do something for the afternoon because he takes an afternoon nap. And mostly I just want to rest. So yeah, no, I've gotten probably mentally fatigued of recording a lot of things. So that's probably why you haven't seen a whole bunch of Let's Plays from me. I mean, I have been working on things in the background. Obviously, I don't really have I barely have the time as it is because of this new puppy and everything. But I am going to try, though. I am going to try. And speaking of which, so Let's Play number 86. I don't think I'm mentally ready for that. So we're going to switch up games to something more familiar, which I will announce in a second. So, yeah, we're going to be switching it up. All those members will be getting a new one instead. So, sorry. But don't worry, that one Let's Play, which is, well, I might as well say Final Fantasy VI, it's going to happen. You know, eventually. Just not right now because, well, I definitely feel like I need to practice video games a lot more before I decide, hey, Maybe I should just record them for YouTube. But even throughout this drought from me, from Let's Plays and everything, because of a whole bunch of stuff that's been happening in my life, I just want to say thanks. Really. Thanks for sticking by me throughout all of this. Like, every year I always tell you, hey, it's really thanks to you guys that I'm able to keep going like this. And I know this break's been like really longer than, you know, I anticipated, but you know, whenever I come back, I will, and it will be out of nowhere. But I assure you that I will be working in the kitchen to provide you with the entertainment that you so very much deserve. Seriously, thank you to everybody who sticks by me every single year. Next year is going to be 15 years, which I am so scared about. I'm gonna have to make an even bigger video than the 10th anniversary one, like geez. And yeah. So again, sorry for the wait, but whenever the Let's Play 86 comes out, it will. And you know, it's not just Let's Play 86 that I want to announce here today. I want to announce a whole bunch of them because this is year 14, you know? I think I'm done with just, you know, making trailers and whatever, so I might as well just throw out my catalog of Let's Plays that I currently have planned. So, enjoy and see you next time. God, I coughed like... I coughed like so much during this. I really need to practice getting my voice back.